I'm live. Yeah. Yes.
Give me. Okay, sorry for the distraction due to network. Welcome to a country where we have some network issues. Okay, back to what we were saying. Consultative selling is what we are doing today. Okay, so my name is MJ Success. I'm a real estate mentor. I help realtors to market very, very well and have results. So go to my next slide. Now, what is consultative selling? What is it? What is it all about? What is the concept? What is the procedure? What is the pattern? What is consultative selling? So, next slide. Now look at what it says. It says consultative selling is an approach that focuses on creating value and trust with a prospect. Now remember, before somebody becomes a client that affects a prospect, they're still looking out for if they're going to buy or subscribe into your estate or whatever. Now, and exploring their needs before offering a solution. The salesperson first objective is building a relationship. Their second is providing the right product. Now look at two things involved. The first thing a consultant does in consultative selling is first of all building a relationship. Now this is very, very important when it comes to real estate. Very, very important. You know why? Because before anybody brings out a particular amount of money to buy land, for instance 1 million naira, they must first of all want to experience a kind of relationship with you, trying to know who you are, where is your office, where do you live, like where is your family. They're trying to establish a connection with you. And that is why it's very, very important that you first of all you build a relationship and then you sell the right product to them. When you focus on the letter, which is selling the right product, you end up making mistakes. You end up having your clients, being scared or being fearful about subscribing to your estate. So the first thing you must do first of all is to build a relationship. When there's a relationship between both of us, buying from me will be easy. When you know me, you have seen me oftentimes. I come around to your office, we'll talk about other things, talk about politics. Buying from me will be very, very easy than when I'm just coming as a one-time person to say to you. My next slide. Now, I'm going to be sharing consultative selling tips and techniques for you to know. Tips and techniques you are going to apply to make sure you have an effective selling approach. Next one. Now, the first tips and techniques in consultative selling is number one, you need to balance questions with insight. Balance questions with insight. I will show you how. You can stop. Next one. Now, the path to the sale starts by understanding the customer's needs with careful questioning. Developing this detailed picture is beneficial to the seller, but all too often, sellers position solutions that aren't a fit for the customer. Now, this is where balancing questions with insight comes in. Where you, as a salesperson, you understand the customer's need with careful questioning. Okay, this land you want to buy right now, this estate you want to buy it right now, what is your plan for it? Do you have a plan of bidding now? Do you want to build in the next 3 years? Do you want to sell later? Do you want to just save money? Do you want to make an investment? Careful questioning will help you understand your client's needs and know the best product to offer to them. Because trust me, some persons who are looking for a buy and build product right now, they want to build and pack in the next year. Possibly the estate you are selling to them or marketing to them is not actually the right estate for them. Because that estate possibly still have like 10 years, 5 years before development to start or whatever. So you must use careful questioning to understand this thing. This is where many sellers make mistake. They position for selling instead of asking the best questions first to understand what the client needs. So this is something you must apply as a salesperson. Let's go next one. Now, number two I have there is build knowledge-based trust. This is also something very, very important, very, very powerful. Building knowledge-based trust. Let's go. Look at what it says. Sellers should try to deliver on at least one follow-up after the call. You could call your buyer, let them know if it was a pleasure to speak with them. Reference specific topics that came up in your conversation and remind them to reach out if they have any questions. Now look at this part. This legitimates your solution's value and helps build a solid, trustworthy relationship between you and potential customers. Trying to make sure you have this knowledge-based trust. You are reaching out to them, giving them advice, telling them, okay, in case you don't like this particular estate, in case you don't like this particular product, feel free to ask me any questions. Like, you are trying to make sure you build a solid connection between you guys. That will help them have this trust because they don't start seeing you as somebody who will give them the right product to sell. To buy. Very, very important because most times, many people just position themselves to the aspect of, let me just sell, have my commission, and go my way. No, you must build this connection between them. This is what you are called a consultant. They are consulting you to know the best area to invest, to know the best products to buy into. Very, very important. So that's why you must build a knowledge-based trust. Next, because of time. Now, number three tips you need to apply to make sure you apply this principle of consultative selling is keep it conversational and genuine. Most times we go for marketing, and then if our target alone is just for us to share our flyers, talk to them about come and buying, you might miss out on your potential customers. You must learn to apply the principle of making it conversational. Converse with them. Ask them about their products. Talk to them about their markets, their goods, or whatever is going on, and make sure you are genuine about it. This is one powerful way to gain people's trust and make them into your potential customers. Because by the time you are conversing with them, one talk and lead to another. Most times, they're going for marketing with people, and you see people communicating, conversing, and then before you know it, they end up coming together to make an agreement of, okay, let me buy into this property because we have had a good conversation. We have discussed about this particular area. For instance, if it's Ibejuleki, what's going on over in Ibejuleki? Look at the whole thing's going on, look at the whole potential return on investment going on. All those things will make your conversations interesting for your clients. Okay, very, very important. Next one. Let me read this slide. Now look at what I said here. The process of building trust with the customer extends beyond establishing rapport with knowledge. You will need to be disarming, appear approachable, and show you genuinely care about both what you are selling and who you are selling it to. That means speaking with real enthusiasm and meaning what you say. This is very, very powerful and very, very important, because many people care about their product, but they don't care about who they are selling it to. Because trust me, your product might be very, very fine, very, very wonderful, excellent, very, very good, but that same product is not the right person you're selling it to. Maybe you're selling it to the wrong customer. So you must care about your product and also care about the person you are selling to. This is very, very important that we must do. So this is why you must be approachable. Many people who want to be a salesperson, who are a salesperson already, they appear fearful, they appear unapproachable, they appear so mean. You can't have customers with that kind of attitude and character. You must be approachable, you must be easygoing. People should be able to call you. And I remember the last time I was, showing the principle about different types of clients. I talked about the green energy people. Most of these people are from that same community of green energy. So you must appear easygoing, because sometimes they might think they're disturbing you. They might think, oh, these things I'm disturbing this guy, let me just allow him to stay on his own. At the same time, you miss that deal. So make sure people don't see it as a burden to consult you, because that's why you're called a consultant. And listen, even when you're not even making money from it, even when you're not even making any profit from it, you must learn and try as much as possible to do it as something you have joy. Something you have joy, giving people advice on the best product to buy or best place for them to invest. By the time you are finding joy in that same thing, you discover that very soon people will start coming towards you because they're seen as a solution provider to them. Let's go ahead. Now, the number 4 I have here is why consulting with people. Remember, I said this topic is consultative selling. While doing this whole consultation, you must make sure you take ownership of the conversation. Ownership of the conversation, because many people have gone from marketing to market to people. At the same time, while they are marketing, they start talking about politics, start talking about the country, start talking about the president, and before you know it, the purpose of that marketing is not actualized. That is because you refuse to take ownership of the conversation. In as much as this conversation must be a dialogue, both parties speaking and talking together with themselves, you must also try to make sure you are in control of that conversation. If not, you will end up, most times people have gone for marketing and they end up arguing about some other things. They end up quarreling because they were arguing. No, is this man, is not this man, is this man, is not this man, whatever, football, whatever stuff. And at the end of the day, both parties are angry. Imagine that kind of a scenario. They are angry, and at the end of the day, no deal was closed, no progress, nothing, no follow-up, no client to make. That's because somebody refused to take ownership of the conversation. Look at what I wrote here. Look at what I said. It says, dialogue is the key to the consultative style. However, sellers still needs to guide the conversation. The customer needs to understand they are partnering with someone who can guide them through the complexities of business challenges. So you must be able to guide your prospect, guide your client in that conversation to make sure at the end of the day you achieve a result. I've said this over and over again. The company will not pay you commission for going for marketing. The company will not pay you commission for sharing flyers. The company will only pay you your commission for making sales, closing deals. So whatever you are doing, have this at the back of your mind that, oh, my end goal here is to make sure I'm able to direct this person and guide him or she or this same person, a man or woman, to close this deal. That's my end goal here. Because if I focus on just talking, focus on just sharing flyers, that means no result. So there must be a result. Let's proceed. Now, this is very, very important. Number 5 is while doing consultative selling, let feedback guide the process. Feedback is so important. Many of us have lost some potential customers and clients because we were not sensitive to know what their feedback was, what they were saying. Many clients have been telling us that place is too far, while going for inspection, it was stressful. These things are feedback. And here this, there is nothing like bad feedback. Every feedback from a customer is a stepping stone for you to proceed and move forward. Because most times, customers can give us negative feedback. Oh, I don't like this area. Oh, look at what I don't like. Oh, the road is not good. Oh, traffic or whatever stuff. There may be so many feedback. But those feedback should be able to help you adjust yourself, help you adjust the best things you need to do to make sure the next time is not repeated. Because many times we ignore our customers' feedback. At the end of the day, no deal is closed because they're discouraged. So let feedback guide your process. Look at what is the idea the customer is sharing, the client is sharing. What is their advice? What is the result? What is the rating? What's the comment? What's the survey? What's the opinion? These things are very important to get these feedbacks. It will help us plan ahead, knowing the best things to do next time, and to make sure we avoid such negative feedbacks. Look at what I said in my right hand. Now it says, there's no such things as feedback, as bad feedback. Even the strongest customers' objections offer an invaluable benefit to the seller. No matter the objection, no matter what they are saying, okay, they're telling you, oh, I don't like this area. It's not developed yet. That's an invaluable, advice for you to take up. Now, when a customer articulates a concern or disagreement, they're clarifying their needs and indicating what they want to see moving forward. Let me give an instance now. You have a particular client. Last time I was talking about upscaling principle in selling, whereby somebody wants to buy a land of 2 million naira, and because of their choice, because of what they're expecting, because of the kind of preference they have in the estate, their budget is 2 million naira, for instance. And then let's say the land of 2 million naira is still far, or is still deep, it's not yet developed. So they're telling you, no, I don't like this place, it's not developed. It's not a bad feedback. It's best for you to now upscale them to even a higher estate with higher price. What you do to advise them, give them the best one they're looking for, and then they still pay more money for it, and you still make more profit. So this is a way. It means that they're telling you what, for instance now, because I've seen people, most times happen with house agents. Your client is telling you, I want a 2-bedroom apartment in so area. It must have this and it must have this. Now, most of these agents are just so much focused on having their own commission, their own part of the money, and they go their way. They will end up carrying the same client or the same customer to the same different venue that has the same old stuff the client was complaining about. Because these things should guide you to show you what your client needs moving forward. I tell you, okay, sir, I don't want a particular type of house. Next time you are going to another place, take me to a better place that I don't want to like. So they should be able to guide you. Now, therefore, it is important for the seller to carefully consider every piece of feedback. Be sure to take notes and don't be afraid to check with the customer that the solutions discussed meet their challenges. Very important. So these things are what we need to take note of. Let every piece of feedback, no matter how small it appears, no matter how little it appears, no matter how it's not relevant, let it guide you, because it might help you determine the next action or the next step to take. Let's proceed. Now, the summary of this whole thing in a chart like this, in one picture like this of what I'm saying, is the number one is you as a consultant. Remember, we're talking about consultative selling. You as a consultant should be able to prepare yourself. When you are going out there, let's say you want to market this particular estate now, and then you have an estate you want to market. For instance, in EUC Homes, let's say you want to market our estate, that's Palms V Courts. So you want to market it, you should be able to prepare yourself by knowing all the details. The order payment, the flexible payments, the location of the estate, the title, and many other things should be able to guide you, because most times this client will be asking you questions and then you don't want to find yourself off balance with some questions. So prepare, number one, and then number two is you connect. By the time you prepare, you connect to the client. Listen, I keep saying this over and over again. What you don't market, you don't sell. So you can't prepare yourself. It's not enough. Even if you prepare yourself and you don't go out there to meet people, you cannot connect to people. And until you connect, you can't collect. So you must prepare, you connect to people, talk with them, negotiate with them, and then you understand their need. The first one is preparing. I'm talking about the summary of everything I've shared here. The first one is preparing. The second one is connecting to people, meeting people one-on-one. Go out there. Go out for marketing. Okay? Don't just wait for your post on WhatsApp, your post on Facebook or whatever. You must go out there and reach out to people. This is what a consultant does. This is what makes you a consultant. So you must go out there. You must meet people. You know, I read this in a particular post, a business post, and it said, success in business is 2% hard work, 8% talent, and 90% always showing up. 2% hard work, 8% talent or luck, and then 90% always showing up. Don't just wait because you have done some ads online. You have posted on, Gigi or whatever platform you have posted your properties. You must show up. So go out there. There must be a showing up pattern. There must be a showing up, principle to apply to make sure you close deals. So go to the market, meet people. Go to companies, meet people. Go to the church. Talk with people about your product. Else you will not sell. Because you must market if you want to make sales. So connect. Next thing I have there is understand. After you are done preparing yourself, you have your product knowledge, you have gathered yourself, everything together, you connect to people, and then you go there and understand what is their need. What do you actually need? Where do you want to invest? Understand people's need. That will guide you. That will help you. Know people you are marketing to. Understand the kind of product they want to buy. And then after understanding, the next one is not for you to recommend. Okay, you want an estate with so amount of money, you want it to be to do so and so. By the time you now go back to what you have prepared, and then you recommend the best estate for them. And then after you recommend it, the next one there is commit. Commit is the next one. Once you have recommended to them, they will now say the reason why they want to buy, and then you commit it to them. Once that commitment means all the whole process or whatever, buying. And then the last one I have there is act. It's act. Being a step ahead. Taking action. Being proactive. Being proactive. Knowing the best thing to do. Knowing when to send them subscription form. Knowing when to send them whatever details you need to send them. And that's it. Next one. That's that slide I have for the summary. Now look at this. The summary of all of them, when it comes to consultative selling, is number one, you create a connection to a customer, like I said before. Number two is understand customers' needs. Next one I have there is address customers' needs after you have understood it, because you cannot address until you understand. And then close sell. But listen, this is not where it ends. Many people are so much focused on this particular point of closing sales, closing the deal. This is not where it ends. Another powerful one that will determine your sustenance in the industry or your success in the business is the next one, is establish sustainable customer relationship. This is what will keep you in business. Okay, so closing deals or making sales is not enough to keep you in business. That will make you relevant. That will make you have money. But what will sustain you in business is sustainable customer relationship. Okay, people that have bought from you before, what have you done for them? Have you ever sent them happy birthday? Have you ever sent them a miss? Have you ever given them Christmas gift, New Year gift, or Easter gift? There must be a relationship going upward. Because When you establish that, it will help them to advertise for you, recommend you. I know many clients that want to fight for me to have a particular business deal because we have relationship, we are friends. So you must learn to build it beyond just making sales, beyond just closing deals. There should be a relationship going up, going forward, because that will help sustain you in business. They will recommend their friends to you. When people are asking them about land, you are the one that come to them because they have a relationship with you. They are close to you. They connect with you over and over again. That will help you go a long way. Very, very important. Now, in this class, because of time, I talked about the reasons why you need to share for your clients or prospects to invest in the new Lagos. Why? Why should somebody invest in the new Lagos? Now, I have 12 reasons why your prospect and client should invest in the Bejuleki and Ekpe houses. That's the new Lagos. Now, because of time, I'm going to be sharing the introduction, which is 3 of them, and then next we'll continue with the part 2 of this class. I'm going to be sharing 3 of them. Now, let's put in the next slide. Next slide. Look at this. First of all, okay, let me start from the beginning. When it comes to land, if you want to invest in lands or not, you must first of all understand that the Bible says, let me just go to the Bible. The Bible says, in the beginning, God did what? Created the heavens and the earth. Now, have you come to understand that that same earth God created is still the same earth we're living on? There's no difference. There's no new earth. It's still the same earth we're living on. And then the size of the earth from creation, when God made Adam, is still the size of the earth now. There is no more land they are producing somewhere else. Nobody's manufacturing lands, and nobody's closing lands. The same size. So now let's look at this. God made one man, first of all, gave him a woman, so they became 2 on earth. So these 2 people that was on earth still had the same size of land. From 2, we're up to 8 billion people now on earth. Still the same size. Are you getting the point? Let's say, for instance, we are 20 here. This is a small hall now for us, 20. So imagine there was no expansion of this office, and then we are now like 150 in the same place. That means we're squeezing ourselves to make sure. Imagine 300 people here. No expansion of this hall. That was the same thing that happened. The same size of the earth has still been the same size of the earth from the beginning. And that is why land will definitely appreciate over and over again, every day by day. Every day by day. Now, my number 1 reason why you should invest in the new Lagos is number 1. Is Lagos is number 1 fastest African city, growing city. Number 1, when it comes to the number 1 fastest growing city is Lagos State. The population is growing day by day. Growing day by day. It means that if we were 1 million in Lagos this year, in the next 3 years, we might be up to 6 million in Lagos. So there will be so much demand about land in Lagos. So much demand. Now, we go to my next slide. Let me show you a chart. Now, according to the United Nations Human Settlements Program, here are the top 10 fastest growing African cities. Go to the next slide. Let me show you a chart. Look at this. When it comes to the fast 10 African growing cities, Lagos is the number 1. For over 5 years now, it has been like that. Lagos is still number 1. We can see other ones, Kinshasa, Cairo, Egypt, but Lagos, Nigeria remains number 1. The whole of Africa, when it comes to the population, African growing cities, Lagos remains number 1 in the growth system. So it means there will be so much demand on land as time goes on. Next one. Number 2 is Lagos is number 4 of top 10 wealthiest cities in Africa. The wealthiest cities in Africa. Lagos is number 4 among them in top 10. So it's a good place, a good environment to invest. A good environment to invest. Very, very important. Look at the next one. Lagos, this is a very powerful one to take note of, is also the smallest state in Nigeria. So imagine it. When it comes to the most populous cities in Africa, not even Nigeria, Lagos is number one. Population, number one. Now, also check, Lagos is also the smallest state in Nigeria. What does it mean? It means they don't have much land and they're still populated. So there will be so much demands and high return on investment when people invest in land in Lagos. Now, some people can tell me, oh, I've missed where I should have bought land in Lagos. The Lekki Phase 1, the areas, the VI. Okay? You know, a quote said the best time to buy land was 10 years ago. And then another best time to buy land is now. So this is what we are showing you the reasons why people should invest in the new Lagos, Ibeju-Lekki, coming up. Very powerful principle and strategies. Next one. Now look at this thing. Lagos is the smallest state in Nigeria with the size of only 3,345 square kilometers. However, it is one of the most populated. You could imagine that kind of injustice. Smallest in land size and the most populated. Places like Kano that has large lands, yet Lagos is more populated than that area. Very, very important. Next one. Okay, go back. So now, these three things I shared is enough reason alone to convince people to even be able to put in their money in land. Because as I say Lagos now, no money invested in buying land in Lagos is a waste. Because the way things are going, I'll be showing you more things by next week. The way things are going in Lagos, the way they are building so many things in Lagos, I said it last week, in the next 5 years, Lagos will change drastically. Housing will be an issue. It will be a demand. People will need land. People will need a house because there is so much going on in Lagos. So this is why these things are enough reasons to tell people or convince people why you are doing that consultation marketing. Remember I said it's consultative marketing. When you are being a consultant, you consult people, you show them the reason why they need to buy and what they are buying for. Very, very important, what they are buying for. So, as you proceed, apply these principles, apply these things. They will help you. Number one, Lagos remain the fastest growing cities in Africa. It's growing day by day. People are coming to Lagos. You know, last week Tuesday, one of us gave an instance here of how many people enter Lagos every day, and then how many of them remains in Lagos. People are coming in. There are so many investments going on in Lagos, and that is why if you have an opportunity to buy land in Ibeju-Lekki, these areas are powerful areas to subscribe into. Very, very important. Okay, very, very important. So that will be it. And next week I'm going to proceed to the part 2 of this section, and I will show you some other things. I have many other ones, I will not share it now because of time. And then as we end the live, I'll try to check if we can flow with any question. So that will be, thank you so much for joining us. If you are watching us on this video, see you next week as I share other things on how to convince people to invest in the new Lagos. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I'm going to be sharing this slide also.
Is this slide, is it recorded? Is it recorded?
Yes. So I'll also share the video. I'll send the video across the group too.